I wonder how long it'd be till you said something about 3 seconds by the looks of that. Hello, visuals. What do we do? Oh my God! Try and liven it up a bit. We had a really sad recording of the news, and then we did wrestling predictions, and then. By the way, I'm stirring my latte. I don't want any bits. There's nothing worse than when you drink it, and the clumpy. It's like bringing up snot. But snot that tastes good. In fact, some snot does taste nice. You ever bring up a? Oh, you fuck! I can't talk about this, can I? You'll end up fucking sex weeing. Chris has a fetish of spit. He likes to have snot in his private region. And then, but yeah, I'm stirring a latte. My mum usually stirs it for me, but she's not here. Selfish bastard. Love you really, mum. Not that you listen. I have a good podcast for us today, mate. No research, just your thoughts and opinions. How's it going to go down? It's one we've kind of talked about, but I quite literally woke up. I couldn't tell you what the dream was. I remember one thing from the dream, and I woke up in a pure sweat, and I sat there for ages just thinking in bed. It's like fucking 4:30 in the morning. I had to be up at 6 for work. Well, I had to be up at 5:30 for work. But I had a little in my dream. All I can remember is the Silver Surfer. Doesn't make sense coming out of where the TARDIS comes out of Doctor Who. That's all I can remember. Okay. And I woke up thinking to myself, how are we finally going to do it? How are they officially making the Fox stuff part of the MCU? So I just wanted to have a brain wiggle with you. Okay. Because I don't know how. I'm confused. I thought about this all night. Shit that we've brought up a million times. The fact that Deadpool's been announced as an Avenger with Spider-Man, and they're acknowledging it as number 3. Whereas in the Deadpool franchise, he acknowledges the X-Men stuff. Mm-hmm. And the X-Men stuff, as far as we're aware, what we think is starting over. Yeah. So how does that make any sense? How would you tie it in, Chris? Because I can't fucking...
So what you're asking me is, how would I tie in the X-Men's MCU?
Yeah, there's no wrong or right. It's no just what for you would make logical sense. Or it doesn't have to make logical sense because we're talking MCU here. We just have time travel.
Doctor Strange.
It has to be Doctor Strange, doesn't it?
It has to be Doctor Strange. He's the answer to everything.
Yeah. Would Doctor Strange explain, like, it's multiverse of madness, right? Multiverse. Would that still then explain story-wise about how Deadpool set in this same... Well, I suppose you could have Deadpool from... They're all from this multiverse, or this part of the multiverse, where Deadpool is tied to the X-Men still, but the multiverse has opened up, brought Deadpool over, and because they've brought him over from this multiverse, he can be an Avenger because he's brought over the same X-Men stuff from that part of the multiverse into this part of the multiverse. Did you get any of that?
Yeah.
You did, that's okay. I was trying to draw a diagram on the counter thingy. I guess that would explain it, because they just pulled all of this stuff, brought it over.
It's basically... everyone goes with the snap.
Right. Wait, so you're saying the snap... Right, carry on, explain.
Everyone's going with the snap.
Okay, right. Snaps happen.
The majority of the planet is going with the snap.
Yeah.
When they reopen the dolls...
Yeah, to bring them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bring up not just everyone from that universe.
Everybody that was blipped.
Yeah.
Right.
But everybody else.
So you're saying when Thanos snapped, everybody went, which they did.
Yeah.
And when he snapped again, it brought everybody else back.
Instead of taking them back to... Somehow, we don't know how, but somehow Doctor Strange has brought everybody who's a superhero, a villain, or whatever. No, not a villain, but everyone like a superhero.
Yeah, but because Tony said, when you do it, only bring back the people we lost. So I don't know if that would qualify because they never lost these extra people. But there's crazy space shenanigans that could have implied that whatever magical shit happened with the stones, therefore disturbed another part of the universe, or the multiverse I should say, which brought these fuckers over.
But like Doctor Strange said, throughout 1,000, 100,000 visions,
millions, 50 million.
One outcome.
Right.
That outcome, me personally thinks, obviously, Iron Man doing the snap, but also bringing everybody in to help towards it.
I suppose you could find a way of doing it that way. I guess my way would be this because I said to you as well, we could be looking at the multiverse the wrong way. We could be looking at the multiverse in the mind of Doctor Strange and all the third eye related shit. But from what people have been saying and what you've been seeing, I don't think they're going to go that way. I think they are going to go the way of, like we've seen in Infinite Crisis sort of shenanigans, where there's all these multiverses sat next to each other. They just cross over and come in. So I think some way or another he's going to travel and unlock all these doors, and it's bringing all these people in, good and bad, or he's going to disturb something. Because I thought that the quantum realm would be it. I thought within the quantum realm they could come out and be in a different multiverse and come back through that way. But by the looks of it, I think they're probably done with the quantum realm for us a little bit. Like, we'll probably revisit it.
Well, they're not revisit that in Ant-Man.
Yeah, we might revisit that in an Ant-Man related thing. Because like I said, we could still get Annihilus, a big badass villain from there. Who could potentially come.
Still don't really, I was still don't really know what happened to Ghost though, do we?
No, because she's still fucking doing her shenanigans. I just can't think of a logical way, because like I said, the Deadpool shenanigans is still attached to the X-Men shenanigans, but Deadpool's been officially confirmed with the Avengers A in his name and the spider webs and stuff. And at the same time, well, I think the Sony stuff's all confirmed. I don't think we need to wait to Doctor Strange for that. Because if I'm saying that that's it now. Sony and Disney have done the deal. It's sorted. They are now in the same universe.
Yeah.
The Morbius and Venom shit has took place in the exact same Earth as Avengers shit and Captain America shit, Thor shit and stuff like that. I think that's all done and dusted. It's just this X-Men and Fantastic Four, because they never fully acknowledged X-Men. There was one weird little scene in Fantastic Four, the first one, where it was a deleted scene where Mr. Fantastic stretched his face and it was Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I just think that was a funny Easter egg, and plus it was a deleted scene. So you could just say the Fantastic Four they don't need to have any connections, because they never had any connections with the X-Men. Bring them in whenever you want. They've just been there. They've only just found their powers now. It's just the X-Men. You have to, the multiverse might unlock a universe where there was no heroes, there was only mutants and people. So Avengers never existed or anything, and now they've brought them over. The only thing is, if you bring them over, you have to give them a justified reason as why they've now left their Earth. You know how Infinite Crisis, now there's only one Earth, the other ones are destroyed. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why everybody's together. Which now, well, for that, speaking of that, not even though it's the MCU, which should actually mean now that when we watch a DC film, because they've acknowledged DC with The Flash, like the films, surely now all of this stuff happens on the same planet, whereas these Batmans and Wonder Womans and that are at, and Aquamans, you would assume.
You would assume that they all tie together, yeah.
Yeah, because now there's only one Earth.
Yeah.
Because they can't say, oh no, we've got the DC, we've got the expanded universe, we've got the new 52, the 52 universes, blah, blah, blah. Because they're all gone.
Yes, I mean, you haven't got them anymore, have you?
Yeah. So fuck knows, that's confusing now within itself. I can't physically get my head around it. But that's my answer, though. I'm saying Doctor Strange does this because he's the key, like you said.
He's the key.
He's going to do some weird shenanigans.
He is.
He's going to unlock a door. It's different to your theory, but he's going to unlock a weird door or a portal somewhere, bump into the likes of a Wolverine or maybe a Cyclops or a Professor X or whatever, and be like, oh, hello, where did you come from?
It's going to bring them in. But it's not going to, but there was that theory of bringing them in all at once, but that'd help Thanos. Yeah. Or the other one is just because it doesn't, obviously we've got the next Doctor Strange film.
Yeah.
Again, Thanos one. The rest of the, Deadpool's getting around,
Is Deadpool 3 announced, yeah.
But we just don't know when he's popping up.
Yeah, well, by the looks of it, it's definitely not Phase 4. It could potentially be Phase 5 somewhere.
Yeah. Same with X-Men.
Yeah.
We don't know when they're popping up.
Mm-mm.
Same with Silver Surfer. So, but it's either that or something happens in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Where he ends up leaving a portal open.
Like a cutscene, he could have accidentally not shut all the doors and somebody's put a foot through.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh, give me a nipple on thinking of that, mate. Oh, you actually have given me a nipple on thinking of that.
Yeah, just left a door open.
Yeah.
And then we'd see X-Men.
So you could do that. He could accidentally leave a door open where a villain snuck through a bad guy of some
Yeah.
kind, and then the X-Men, the mutants on that planet.
Yeah.
How the fuck is one of our biggest enemies, or whoever you want it to be, Magneto, whoever? How have they got there? We need to fucking go to this place where he's gone because he's probably going to cause havoc.
Yeah.
We better follow him.
Unbeknownst to him, and then somehow the fucking door ends up closing behind them.
The biggest, baddest, most epic one would be to do is if it was Doctor Doom that found this, because Doctor Doom does actually, they never showed it in the films, has magical powers.
Yeah.
If he were to step through, I know that he's more Fantastic Four related.
Again, he could open the door so let more villains through.
Yeah.
Not realising that there's villains coming through, but
Yeah.
also fucking the heroes having to follow through.
Yeah, to stop. Yeah, because all the Fantastic Four and the mutants are chasing down their greatest villains through time and space and shit. Just be like, whoa, you dickhead! You've let these lunatics in. We need to stop them. They bump into them. They might have a clash because they don't realise they're good guys. They're like, whoa, this is just like our planet, but not. And then they've followed. I like this theory. We built something here. We had groundwork.
If none of this fucking pans out and it's something completely obvious, like.
I've been there all time. We've just been here. Just been watching. No one asked us to help. We've just been sat chilling. I would fairly be gutted if that happened.
Yeah.
No, I like that though. Doctor Strange is doing his thing. He's exploring all these different multiverses, and your cutscene at the end, he's left one open. And like I said, if it was just a hand of Doctor Doom, because you can identify, even if it was his foot, you could notice him straight away because he's such a unique look. Mm-hmm. You'd be like, oh shit. So this is how they're creeping in, because they won't answer them questions again until the next phase. So they've got plenty of time to build upon it. No, I want to go for these wars. This is the whole point of this. Yeah.
Again, theorising here. The snap.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Gets rid of Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he ends up in their timeline.
So wherever it is they go, because obviously we know they're still alive, well, still thingy, because Peter Parker had a conversation with Doctor Strange, it's been 5 years. They've been sat laying dormant, chatting away to each other. So we don't actually know where. It could be like a parallel universe of itself, of ours. It's just that's where they linger and live and they can't get out and some shit like that. Yeah, because there is unanswered questions of where they've truly actually gone.
Right. So Thanos could probably go to the other side. Start havoc over there. And
they've got their own versions of the stones, maybe.
And then they realise that he's came from this universe, so somehow they managed to get a hold of Mr. Strange and say, look, fucking your guys over here causing havoc.
Mr. Strange, pass the sugar, please.
Causing havoc.
Yeah.
Do you want to come and get him, basically?
I don't hate that idea. That's a pretty good theory. Because like I said, they did say Thanos will return, didn't they? Not in the film. Yeah. There was a statement now saying Thanos isn't gone for good. Mm. So that could explain everything. There's so many unanswered questions.
There is.
I love that, but your original idea you just said first about leaving the door open. I'm saying that's what's going to happen. I fucking love that.
Have to wait.
Fucking strange. I guess because that was the main thing. I wanted to get your point of view. There's something else that you've said which I do love the idea of, but it's something else I've overly thought about. And I know you're quite set in stone on it. This little theory. I might have to get a fan out here. Because this could be a nice, fun little back and forward between me and you here. For a while now, you said it, and it put a mint idea in my head, and I thought that's a great way to do shit. You said somebody's behind Thanos.
Yeah.
Right. So just elaborate on your theory there quickly.
Fucking King of Khan.
Khan the Conqueror.
Yeah, that guy.
So you're saying that you reckon it's definitely him?
I think he's pulling the strings.
Right. Okay. So you think there's a badass behind Thanos?
Yes.
So Thanos isn't the big end game. He isn't the end game.
He's the go-to guy to clean his shit up, but there's always someone up above that guy.
So I've got two things here, right? When you go back and watch them, because I've rewatched it, I'm always watching the MCU films.
Yeah.
Never free, right? When you watch Thanos, he has a logical reason to go for the stones on his own without anybody saying for it, because he's got his plan of having everything even, thingy, because he's seen Titan being destroyed by overpopulation. So he's already got a goal without anybody telling him to get that goal.
Yeah.
At the same time as well, he gets all the stones, does all the hard work. If there was somebody behind the strings, surely they would say, no, you've got the stones now, bring them fucking back to me. You report to me, you dickhead. No, he's gone out on everything on his own. There's been no indication like there's somebody above him. Like even when he's like, if you want something to do it, you got to do it yourself because he's in charge of the whole operation. Because I do love the idea that there's somebody behind him because it gives a good introduction to a new villain, whether it be a Khan or a Galactus or something. It's just Thanos is his own man, scared of nobody, does everything for his own selfish reasons and his own selfish ideologies and way of thinking. I kind of can't picture somebody telling him what to do because he's already got an objective and a mindset and a goal with no real agenda. He just wants to kind of be a good guy and make everything equal for everybody.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just.
What if though that the objective was to do something, and then Thanos was like, "Well, no, I'm doing it my way."
So there could have been another villain,
and then it's what's pissed him off. And
what? So you're saying now? What if somebody said to come up with the idea with Thanos?
Yes.
And Thanos is now just took his own.
Or maybe not with Thanos, but maybe he was hired. Say if it was Khan, he hired Thanos to do something.
Right. Kind of like how Thanos hired Ronan to do a job for him.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't go to plan. Thanos does his own thing.
Yeah.
Clears half the fucking population. And then Khan the Conqueror was like, well, no, that's not what you were set up to do. That wasn't fucking...
That could be the case.
Task.
A villain could come back or could come and say, right, I need Thanos. I need to square up against this big bad dickhead. Because me and him had originally had a plan to do something. He's now gone his own route and done whatever. And that could be why Thanos somehow comes back, or they need to bring Thanos back because he knows how to defeat this certain whoever it may be. Oh, so yeah, that's quite good. They need to defeat this certain somebody. So we have a good version of Thanos because technically he's not a good guy, but he's on the same side because the enemy of my enemy is my friend type shenanigans.
Yeah.
That could be a cool way. It's a good way to set him up, good way to bring him back. He knows whatever this threat is, whether it be a Khan or whoever. That's quite good. So that makes a little bit more. It's just the idea of somebody behind Thanos saying, right, no, you do this. I can't physically wrap my head around. Well, I could, but then I thought about it more and I couldn't. I could implore that somebody whispered in his ear a sort of like, hey, why don't you do this? And then they faded off and then they planted the seed from there. Because like I said, he first-hand experienced what happened to Titan and he was like, right, from now on, I've got an objective. It's to get this, do that, done, settle, get my guide and retire. That's all he wanted to do.
He did.
There's a lot of fucking crazy shit to think about. Because I did really love the idea of it. Because like, you really think you've fought the big bad guy? Nah, try again. That was just the first wave. Now we've got this guy. Because I did like it. And like I said, when I was thinking about shit, I was like, just this version of Thanos. Like I said, Lady Death, because he's in love with her, he did a lot of stuff for her, a lot of like killing people off and shit like that. Maybe they want to bring Lady Death into it, who also is in love with Deadpool. And Deadpool and Thanos have like a fight over who wants to thingy. So maybe Lady Death's like doing this kind of shenanigans. Because like I said, I love the idea of it. It's just trying to make it plausible and storytelling wise. And but yeah, that second point you brought up is quite cool. He was actually with somebody. They had an idea. He went his own route because he thought, hang on a sec, I know what happened on Titan. I've got all this shit now. Fuck you. Now you can fuck off now. I'm doing it my way. But yeah, one thing I'll bring up before the end was that we do have confirmation now. If we're saying Sony shit is definitely connected to the MCU, therefore the multiverse stuff, we've already elaborated on it. We've already seen people come through for different dimensions, so we know that's an actual thing. Yeah. I would love it if we saw a little sneak peek of an animated universe in Multiverse of Madness where it's like a spider, where it's Miles' universe. I would fucking love that shit.
You have to wait and see.
Because it's all connected.
Yeah. We can have to wait and see.
And we'll end it with, because it's awesome. So, yeah, the Thanos thing, I quite like your one, the second idea, but I'm still saying, I agree with you, Doctor Strange opens the door, and I'm stealing your little idea of where he's left the door open.
Happy days.
Yeah. Were you sticking with any of your original theory, or...?
Yeah.
Like I said, neither of us could be fucking right or wrong, because we have no fucking idea.
None of us fucking know.
We are not Sir Kevin.
No. We don't know the gist. We don't know the crap.
Because isn't Storm, so you said Storm was supposed to be in Black Panther, the next one. Because if that comes out before anything is explained, then we're going to be like, shit.
Just play Barriana.
How's there already a mutant here when we haven't had a mutant explanation? Apparently, the Submariner, Namor is supposed to be the villain in that. More than game for that. Because the Atlanteans and the Wakandans have had many battles over the years. So I'm down for that shit. And then the fishy bastard tried to get with Sue Storm over Reed Richards. She's also tried to get with Black Panther over Reed. It's like, fucking hell, man. Poor Reed Richards. And I hope the Quiet Place couple, fucking the Krasinskis, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, I hope they play Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic. Like, all the fan art's out there. And sometimes when the fan art's already out there, it happens because they look great. It's suited. That'll be amazing. I think we'll end it there.
Yes.
Because good thought. You've helped me because it doesn't help when I'm in my own head because I can't vent it out to somebody and then have.
You overthink things.
So, yeah, you're right, and I don't have people to break stuff down for me and disagree with me and say, well, no, think about this bit. So I needed a little bit of. It's kind of like me getting a week's worth of jizz out. You know what I mean? It's now.
I don't want to be helping with you.
Yeah, you do. It's out. I can relax now until the next thought comes into my head. But yeah, visuals, definitely let us know your thoughts, how you think, who do you think the next big bad guy is? How do you think the universe is going to be tied together? Even chucking the DC stuff, how do you think that world's left and laid out now? Let us know in the comments below. But apart from that, unless you've got any final thoughts on the state of it all? No, that's fine. Hopefully we see Blade go up against Morbius at some point. Because obviously Blade's just purely in the MCU stuff, but Morbius is a vampire. Blade.
There's no reason why that can't happen now.
I would like that. Jared Leto against Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, visuals, thank you for listening. We'll always keep on keeping on.
Goodbye.